In day 9 notes, parallel and perpendicular lines, we can see that the lines here are parallel. Okay, they are laying on the same coordinate plane, and parallel lines never intersect. And so we bring this up in algebra because we talk about their slopes. And if you can see here in the example, it talks about the equations of both of these lines, and you can see that 1/2 is the same in both lines. So what do we understand about parallel lines is that their slopes are the same. Okay, so slopes are the same in parallel lines. So if I look down here, I want to know, if I give you these two slopes, are these lines parallel? Yes or no? So are the graphs with the given slopes parallel or neither? So in this case, they are parallel. They have the exact same slope, -7 and -7. Okay, letter B, 6 and 1/6. No, 6 and 1/6 are different numbers. They are not the same. So no, it's not parallel. M is 1/2, M is 1/2. Okay, so exactly the same number, and so these are parallel. Down here in example 2, we see that we have these two equations. We're looking for their slopes in these equations, and we want to find the slope that is parallel to this equation here. Okay, so the slope here is 3, and so that means that my new slope to my new equation is also 3. Here, my slope is -3/2, so my new slope to the other line parallel to it is also -3/2. Okay. Then in example A, we have to write an equation of a line in point slope form that is parallel to the given line and passes through the given point. Then you have to transform the equation to slope intercept form. So a lot of information there. So first, we have to find point slope form, so we need a point. We have a point, 1, 3. And that's x1, y1. That's the first point I gave you. Secondly, we need a slope. So if I look at this equation, my slope has to be 3. Okay? And because we're talking about parallel lines, parallel to this, I'm using that same number 3. Now this 2, that's just extra information. So if I plug into point slope form, you have to remember this is point slope form. Okay? So we would say y minus y1. Well, y1 is 3. M is also 3. And then x minus x1, x1 is 1. Okay? Now, to transform that to slope-intercept form, I will want to distribute that 3 right here. 3 times x and 3 times -1. That gives me 3x and minus 3. Now to get y by itself, I have to add this 3 over to get y by itself. And we get y equals 3x. And -3 plus 3 is just 0. So you could leave it like this, or you could put the plus 0 if you want. Okay. Example B is the same way. So we need to find our slope. And that's going to be the same as the slope here in this line, this equation, which is -5x. That's -5. We don't care about the intercept there. And then we have our point -4, 2. So x1 and y1. All right, now, plugging into this formula, we have y minus y1, which is 2. Then we have -5 and x minus a -4. This becomes positive. Then we need to distribute the -5. Watch your signs. Negative times positive is negative. And lastly, we add 2 to both sides. This will be -18.